Welcome everyone to another Yoga with Zack practice. My name is Zack. Who else were you expecting? Maybe I'll send one of my kids out here sometime just to do a little yoga as well. But you got me today. I was walking around my neighborhood and I found this pavilion that I'm in right now. It's a little covered space, woods in the background, behind the grade school where my kids went. I've never walked up by here before. I've always kind of passed it and noticed it. But today I was let's do some yoga here. Let's travel up here. And it's actually a really cool space. I think we'll have to do a live yoga practice here. It's a really nice concrete block area, partly covered. So if it's raining or people want to be out of the sun, it's a good space. So let's do a live yoga practice here sometime too. So we're going to get settled in. We're going to begin to roll the shoulders up, back, and down from our ears a few times. And just let go of whatever this past week, the last couple days have looked like. And this practice today is all about living life to its fullest, taking advantage of all the beauty, all the blessings we have, and really just going for it. So we're going to close our eyes. We're going to deepen our breath. And I have a reading here for you today before we start our practice. It's entitled Love Your Life. Love your life. Tell people you love them. Talk to random strangers. Do things you're scared to do. Live life, because so many of us die and no one remembers a thing we did. Take your life and make it the best, most amazing story in the world. Don't waste this beautiful life you've been given. So as we breathe into that reading, just take some time to meditate on that. Are there opportunities that you've been passing by? Are there passions that you have that you haven't been living to the fullest? Maybe it's time to start living those passions fully, completely, diving in, experiencing all of that beauty, all of that life to be lived. You're going to feel the lower belly expand out with the inhale. And come back towards the spine with the exhale. Beautiful fresh air to breathe in. Maybe you're practicing outside. Maybe you're in a space in your house. It just gives you peace. It's your sanctuary. Take this moment just to breathe before we move through our practice. Then when we leave our mat today, we get ready to live our lives, to create that really cool story. Your shoulder rolls again, up, back, and down from the ears. Feels good. Maybe you're rolling one shoulder, then the other. And then both shoulders drop back and down. Inhale, arms sweep out wide, lifting up, reaching to the sky. Palms touch, hands lower, heart center. Inhale, sweep out, lift up, big reach, palms touch, hands lower down, and then just take a few times on your own. You can match me, but more importantly, I invite you to try following your breath. Inhale as you lift, and then exhale, maybe bringing down those palms a little slower to heart center, and then exhale, leave your body. A few more times through. And then hands come back to heart center. Switch the cross of your legs, other leg on top or in front. Shoulders roll up, back, and down again to reset. And then inhale, lengthen through the crown, drop over towards the right knee. Sweep the body forward and through the left, and then inhale, lift back up. And then continue in that same direction. We're opening up through the lower back, through the hips. Just getting loose, experimenting with that movement. And then next time we come up, we will switch directions over towards the left knee to begin with. And then coming around and through. Each side might feel a little different. Perfectly fine. One more time around. And then shoulders roll up, back, and down to reset. Inhale, arms sweep out wide, big reach up towards the sky. Left hand comes to right knee. Right hand plants behind us, so that arm acts as a second spine. We look forward before we find that twist. Deep inhale, and then exhale. Look back over the right shoulder, spinal twist. Left shoulder drops. When that left shoulder drops, you might feel a little more length through that side of the neck. Then come back to center. Sounds like there's a woodpecker somewhere in this area where I'm practicing today. Inhale, lift up, big reach up to the sky. Love being out in nature. Right hand to left knee. Left hand plants, long spine. Again, look forward with the breath in. Exhale, taking you into that twist. Drop your right shoulder, feel that right side of the neck lengthen. And as I'm filming this, there's a chance for rain too. So this pavilion, nice option. And we just keep on going, even if that rain comes. One more time, inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist a little deeper. And then come out of that twist, back to center. We're going to take the right leg out to the side in front of us, left sole of foot into that leg. Inhale, lift up, big reach, turn towards that right leg, and then begin to come down. So hands can be on the thigh, hands can be on the shin. Maybe we reach out for those toes. And then we roll the left shoulder, left elbow down and in, centering the body over that right leg. Inhale, we're going to lift up slightly, pull wherever you have that grip point, chin towards the toes, and then exhale, round down. Again, inhale, pull forward, look forward, exhale, roll down. Right hand will stay on the leg or the foot, maybe we're using a strap today. Left fingertips reach up to the sky, and then over towards that foot. Pull the left shoulder back. We want that nice open chest, nice open heart center. And then release with that right hand. Left hand lifts up and over the top, plants behind us. Hips lift up, right fingertips reach up to the sky. Beginning to wake up through the core. Inhale, lift the hip another inch higher, and then exhale, begin to drop down. Let's take the other side, left leg out, right sole of foot into that leg. Inhale, lift up, over towards the leg, and then begin to fold over. Hand somewhere on that leg, thigh, shin, foot. Your choice here today for this beautiful day in practice. Right elbow, shoulder roll in. Right now we're in that fold. We'll find that pull forward again after a few rounds of breath. Head lifts up slightly. Inhale, pull forward. Reach chin towards the toes. Exhale, round down. Inhale, pull forward, chin forward. Exhale, round down. Left hand remains on leg, foot, or a strap. Inhale, right fingertips reach up and then over towards those toes. Once again, open chest, open heart. One more reach, and then let go with that left hand. Inhale, right fingertips come up over the top. Hand plants, we lift up left fingertips and hip to that sky. Our breath continues to flow. Breath equals that strength, that life force in each posture. And then drop the hips down. Swing the hands around to the front of your mat. Legs come back behind you. All fours, hands and knees. Palms spread wide. Each fingertip gripping into the mat. A couple cat-cow movements and flow. Deep inhale, neutral spine. Exhale, cat. Chin drops down towards the chest. Head falls heavy. Middle vertebrae pulls up to the sky. And then inhale through cow. Slight gaze forward and up. Spine backward bending. And then let's flow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. And then, as we did before, just move on your own. Let your breath be the guide. Beautiful day to be moving, to be breathing, to be alive. Let's write that story together. One more time, cat and cow. And then back to neutral spine. Let's step the feet back plank, beginning to warm up that core a little further. We can be on the knees if we need to. We can be on forearms and elbows if that feels better in our shoulder. Or we can be off of the knees on those toes, getting that full expression in our plank. So we're engaging through the core. So we're a little bit lighter on the hands and wrists, almost like we're floating. It's not magic, it is core strength. It is core engagements. Deep inhale in the plank. Exhale, hips lift back and up. Downward facing dog. First time here, let's walk it out a few times, left and right. And then find some stillness, a few rounds of breath in your down dog. Lengthen through the legs. Keep lifting the hips back and up. And then inhale. Right leg lifts back up behind us. Three-legged dog. Right foot steps forward and through. In between the palms. Low runner's lunge. Press back through the left heel. Soft gaze down. Right in front of that right foot. Left palm to the mat. Right fingertips reach up to the sky. Opening up in a twist. We can keep that right arm lifted, or we can drop the right arm back behind us. If we do that, try to pull the shoulder back and maybe glance up towards the sky. The arm is behind you. It rises back up with inhale. It falls to the earth, framing the foot with the exhale. Inhale, rise up, crescent lunge. We can always be on a knee. Biceps, triceps strong and engaged. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, we're going to find a little twist, bringing the right arm back behind us. Left fingertips reaching forward. Right arm sweeps forward, left arm lifts up with the right, palms touch, hands lower heart center, and then we find another twist, left elbow outside of the right leg and knee. Palms can stay pressed together, or we can separate the arms in an L shape. A lot of options, find what works for you. Again, we can be on that knee if we'd like. We separated the palms back together. Out of that twist to center, inhale, rise up. Hands float down. Right foot steps back to plank. Lower down, chaturanga, elbows in tight. Inhale, cobra or up dog. We're going to hold here. Pressing tops of feet to the mat. So once again, cobra, belly button on the floor. Pulling back to the heels of the hands, chest shining forward or arms extended long. Upward facing dog. Toes flip, Hips lift back and up, down dog. Forward to plank. Lower down, chaturanga. Cobra through up dog. Toes flip. Hips lift back and up, down dog. Walk that out a few times, left and right, before we find our second side in that series. Inhale, left leg lifts back up behind us, three-legged dog. Left foot steps forward between the palms, low runner's lunge. Press back through the right heel. Let's set up that alignment, long line, back of head through neck, spine, hips, leg, and heel. Right hand to the mat. Left fingertips reach up to the sky. So we're opening up now that left side, chest, heart, lungs. If we drop the arm behind us before, we can find that again. Pull the left shoulder back and breathe. If the arm is behind you, lift it back up. Hand floats down, hands frame the foot. Inhale, rise up. Crescent lunge on the second side. Strong body position. Breath is deep. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, we're going to find that twist. This time, right fingertips forward. Left back behind us, finding that long line, fingertip to fingertip. Left arm sweeps forward, right joins lifting up, palms touch, hands lower heart center, and twist. A lot of great twisting motions in this practice today. Wringing out the spine, wringing out toxins, finding mobility in that spine. Palms can stay pressed together or we separate. L shape as we found before. Just this moment. Just this breath. Last round of breath in this twist. Inhale. And exhale. Palms back together. Out of the twist to center. Inhale, rise up. Hands float down. Left foot back to plank. Lower down, chaturanga. Cobra through up dog. Toes flip down dog. To plank, lower down, sweep up and through, and then drop to the knees. We'll let the hips fall back for a child's pose. Forehead down to the mat, hips sinking towards the heels, and then find that stillness. No longer standing on the sidelines. Getting in that game of life, running with it, experiencing it, breathing in each opportunity given to us. And then we slowly lift back up, all fours, hands and knees, step back to plank. Hips lift back and up, down dog, and then we walk the feet to the top of the mat where the body hangs heavy, forward fold. Walk out the hips left and right, wrists roll in one direction. And then the other, head, gentle sway. And then I invite you to slowly roll up, one vertebrae at a time. Chin comes to chest, shoulders roll back, head lifts, mountain pose. Palms spread wide. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Eyes can close if that feels good to us. And then from here, eyes can reopen. We're going to take a big wide stance on our mat. So we know where we need to be if we put our arms out long and we've got our wrist about right above our ankles. So we can go and check that out. That will help us transition into our warrior series when we move side to side. We're going to start by turning the right foot out. We're going to sink into that leg, finding a nice deep release. Arms extend, right fingertips forward, left behind. And we breathe. One reason we want that nice wide stance, if we have that narrower stance, we start to come in. Watch what happens. That knee starts coming over the toes. That puts a lot of pressure on that knee. We've got 2 knees for life. We want to hold on to those. We want to care for them, just like we're caring for the entire body here today. Right palm to the sky. Exhale, reverse warrior. Left arm hangs loose. Right fingertips reach back behind us. Right knee keeps turning out. Hip is opened up. Inhale, back to warrior 2. Exhale, side angle. We can find that support if we'd like. Right elbow, forearm on leg, left fingertips reach up. Look at that nice long line coming all the way through the leg, through the hip, and out through the fingertips. If we'd like to go a little deeper, we can sink in. Let the fingertips brush the ground, a block, a prop. It could be a stack of books. And then inhale, sweep back up through warrior 2. We lengthen the right leg. Toes turn in, perpendicular to the side of the mat. Left toes turn out, perpendicular to the front of the mat. And then begin to sink in again. Left knee turns out. I don't know if you can see where the sun is starting to come out. It's like the rain is holding off. A little yoga before the rain. Reach forward, reach back, sink those hips. Each side might look a little different. Just be you today. So we keep it a little bit of a float in those arms so we can drop those shoulders down. Keeping that loose, keeping that relaxed. And then left palm to the sky, exhale, reverse warrior. Right arm hangs loose, left fingertips reach up, and then bring that bicep a little closer to the face. Inhale, warrior 2. Exhale, supported side angle with that reach. We can stay there for a few rounds of breath. It feels good. We stay right there. If we'd like to drop down a little deeper, we can. Arm can be straight to the sky, or we can follow that line. Use your left elbow to press the inside of the leg and knee, opening that hip up. Two more rounds of breath. And then inhale, lift up, lengthen through that front leg. Turn, so now both toes of the parallel to the side of that mat. We're going to start coming a little bit side to side. Open up through the inner leg, hands. You can rest on the legs if we'd like. Maybe we get a little bit lower. Just getting a little mobility, movement through. You find one area that feels a little bit tight, maybe you stick there for a moment. And then we're going to come all the way over towards the right. Right hand back behind the heel. If we like, we can pop up on that left heel. So you can be a little further down like I am. Maybe you're just right here today holding with that support. Do what works for you. But that right knee, we want to keep turning that out so it stays in line. Hip, knee, ankle, toes. Let's come up. Let's come over that other side. So we can stay right there. Otherwise, right hand down. Left hand outside that back heel. And then maybe we pop up on the right heel, toes to the sky. Left knee keeps tracking out. And as always, most importantly, what do? We breathe. Warming up today from our movements, from our breath. And then let's walk back to center. We're in a forward fold. We'll heel toe, walk the feet a little closer together, a little bit outside the hips, toes turn out. Then we're going to come into a yoga squat. So we're going to drop the hips down. We might stay right here. If we can keep the heels on the earth, we can come down a little further, using the arms to open up the hips and find a little side-to-side rock and movement. Maybe you close the eyes here. Palms come down, legs extend long, hips lift back up to the sky. Inhale, sweep out, lift up, big reach to the sky. Head falls back, gentle back bend. Inhale, lift, swan dive, forward fold. Hands to shins, half lift. Exhale, lower down. Reverse swan dive, sweep out, lift up, big reach. Exhale, back bend. Inhale, lift, swan dive, forward fold. Hands to shins, lower down. Sweep out, lift up, big reach, back bend. And then take a few more rounds of that on your own, finding flow, finding breath. Recording this on a Saturday morning, you can probably hear the neighborhood starting to come alive a little bit. Kids out riding bikes, playing in the woods. That's living life. That's what we wanted to be doing, right? Just what we're talking about here today in our practice. And then we're going to lift up, we're going to come down, we're going to hang in that fold again. And then ragdoll if we'd like, grabbing opposite elbow with each hand. Head falls, hanging heavy. Find a little sway, a few figure eights in one direction, and a few figure eights in the opposite direction. Three rounds of breath. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Feel everything drop a little heavier. Again, breathe in and out. One more time. And out. Release that grip on the elbows, hands fall heavy, and then walk the feet back to a plank. Hips lift back and up, down dog. And then inhale, right leg lifts back up behind us. We're going to come into pigeon. Right knee floats forward, dropping behind the right wrist. Left foot, left knee on the mat. And then we walk that right heel out. More towards 9 o'clock. So long spine, we keep that lifted position to begin with. And then we can lower down a little if we'd like. Forearms, elbows, maybe we stack the fists. Forehead, third eye, top fist. Maybe the forehead comes all the way down to the earth. Find what works for you. Releasing, letting go through the hip, through the glutes. Going along with our theme of living life today, there's a song I love right now. It's by a band that's actually called The Band Camino. The song's called Roses. And one of the lines is, we have hearts and hands and noses, so stop and smell the roses. So the heart, we're getting out into our lives, we're loving people, we're spreading joy. Our hands are used for helping people, for holding them up in their time of need. And then that nose, that's our senses, one of our senses, to experience that beauty around us, to slow down, to take a breath, and just see what's out there. 2 more rounds of breath. And then we begin to build back in, palms into the mat. Left toes stick into the mat, right leg back up behind us, 3-legged dog, slight bend in that leg, drop it back over the left if we like, that's just an option. You can always come back to down dog. And then turn the right armpit down a little bit down, more towards the ground, squaring the shoulders, and then lift the leg up a little bit more and over. And then coming back out, foot down, down dog, walk it out left and right. Second side, inhale, left leg lifts up. Left knee comes forward and through. Dropping behind the left wrist, right knee, top of right foot to the mat. And then the left heel walks over towards 3 o'clock. So this might be very different on this side versus the other. No worries. We just come to where we need to be. And then we lower down on this side and see what this brings us. You can stack the fists again if we'd like. Practice beginning to wind down. We're doing that deep release through the hip, through the glutes. Three more rounds of breath. Each exhale sinking a little bit deeper into the hip, into the glute. And let's go one more. Let's go for a 4th breath. Deep one together, breathing in through the nose. Exhale out through the mouth. And sink into that hip. Slowly begin to build back up. Arms long, right toes stick into the mat. Left leg lifts back up behind us, 3-legged dog. Option again, just an option. No need to do it if it's not part of your practice. Bend that leg. Drop it back over the right, stack the hips. Drop your left elbow a little bit to square that left armpit down to the earth. And then out of the twist, foot down, down dog. One more slow flow, forward to plank. 5 count lower down to the earth. If we'd like, we can hover there for a moment. And then inhale, slow cobra through up dog. And then drop the knees to the earth, cross the legs behind. And then make your way to your mat on your back for Shavasana. Lower down. Let everything go. Arms slightly separated from the body, palms up. As you lie on your mat, we'll come back to that reading from the beginning of our practice that will guide us down deeper and deeper into our space, where we find appreciation, a great appreciation for our lives. Love your life. Tell people you love them. Talk to random strangers. Do things that you're scared to do. Live life, because so many of us die and no one remembers a thing we did. Take your life and make it the best, most wonderful, fantastic story in the world. Don't waste a single moment of that beautiful life you've been given. Close your eyes. Deepen your breath. Breath in your lungs. Life vibrating through each and every one of your cells. Let's take a few quiet moments here and just breathe. I invite you to slowly deepen your breath. Bring yourself back to this moment. Wiggling your fingers, your toes. Maybe a little side to side movement of the head. And then carefully, slowly roll over to one side. If you'd like to keep your eyes closed, you can. After a few rounds of breath on that side, press yourself back up to a comfortable seated position. Once we're seated, begin to roll the shoulders up, back, and down from the ears. And then one final big last cleansing breath. Inhale, sweep out, lift up. Big reach to the sky, palms touch. Exhale, hands lower, heart center. And here we close our practice. The light, the love, the joy in me. Love, honor, respect, the light, love, and joy in all of you. Namaste. So thank you so much for joining this Yoga with Zack practice. It's been a pleasure practicing with you, leading you, guiding you. And we've got some beautiful sunshine out now, so gotta love that. So just that reminder as we live our lives, maybe that lyric from that song that resonates with you. I'll post a link to that song and video as well. But think about that for a moment. We have hearts, we have hands, we have noses. So let's stop and smell the roses. Heart to love, hands to help, nose to experience all those sensations around us. Thank you so much for your time. We'll see you soon for another Yoga with Zack practice.